Hey guys, we're back. This time we're taking a look at all of the promo and add-on things for Dungeon Drop and Dungeon Drop Drop Too Deep. And these are all the little packs that were available. Some might not have been available in the Drop Too Deep campaign. I can't remember, so I thought I'd just do them all. First thing was the bag. And this was basically an alternate way to store your game. There's a nice felt bag here. Felt on one side, that's vinyl on the front with a printed image. And when they first came, these were folded and they had like a weird crease in it, but that did go away. But I've never actually used the bag. I think everything fits in the box just fine, and I've never managed to use it. So I kept it around. I figured I'd use it for a dice bag or something, but haven't actually found the perfect thing to use it for yet. But that was available during the original Kickstarter. I don't think it was on the most recent one. But I'm going to toss that off to the side so we got more room here. Another one from the first one was the limited promo pack, and it came with a new quest here, which is the Princess Prize. And then it also came with the metal Draglin cube, which is pretty cool. It's his tail. There's his face. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but this nice hefty metal one though. And we replaced the wooden one that came with my deluxe edition with this, and we've used it ever since. So it's cool to have, and he's got a permanent home in my game. And then another one from the first campaign was the skeletal skulls, which I just dropped all over the floor. And this one is a new module you can add on to your games. And you replace a couple of the small monsters in the beginning with skeletons. And throughout the course of the game, every time a skeleton is captured, they're not worth any points, but every time one is captured, you drop 2 more into the dungeon, so they kind of multiply. And they have these neat little screen printed cubes with the skulls on them. Again, that's another one that we use quite often, but it's a modular one, which is nice because you can use it or not use it however you see fit. Then we have the string thing. I think this was available in both the original campaign and this campaign. It's used to figure out your lines when you're trying to figure out your dungeon rooms. And my only complaint about these is that I wish the string was white so that it was easier to see on certain surfaces when you're playing. But I think the new one was still black too. It has the logo on there. But that one, we've used it. I have it from the first campaign, but we don't use it that often. Most of the time, a visual looking at the board is easy enough to figure out if something's in or out of a room. And then we have the 2 promo cards, and I'm not sure where these originally came from. I think they were from a Dice Tower thing or something like that. But you can find these on the BGG store and from Phase Shift Games store, I believe. But you have the Cultist's Curse, which is a new quest, and the Phase Shifter, which is a new class. And these were both promos that were, like I said, available through some means at one point, but you can find them readily around. They usually aren't that hard to find. Then we get on to the new stuff here. Now, the first thing we got are the sleeves. These are perfect fit sleeves for the cards. As you can see, all of these are already in those. It's hard to see on camera, but yeah, they're all already in those. And these were available from the original campaign. They were reprinted for this campaign. I bought a couple packs. Actually, I have an open pack over here. But decent quality. They are a little bit thinner this time. They're a little bit more transparent. The original ones, which I also have here, were a little more foggy. Say, kind of frosted. The biggest difference, these were a little thicker, I think, which made the corners a little stiffer on them. Not that big of a deal. The old ones had 3 seams all the way around that were, I don't know if they're heated or melted, however, but they had the seam on 3 of the sides. The new ones only have it on 2 of the sides, and then the bottom is like folded and creased. Again, it's impossible to really see on camera, but overall, I think I kind of like the newer ones better, if for anything, just for the fact that they're more clear. But mixing and matching the two, they're enough almost identical in size, so that there's no difference when you mix the two. You really can't tell. And thankfully, this game, randomizing cards really isn't that big of a deal. So if you happen to be able to tell the difference between sleeves, it's not a make or break thing. So, but those are fine. I do like the new packaging, so they can hang these in retail. I found a little odd that the barcodes on both sides. This is basically just flipped over. Usually there's a front side with like a logo and stuff, and then the back side has all the information, but nothing wrong with that. Then we get on to the actual two new content things. And this is the new Limited Promo Pack 2020. It comes with a new class card, I believe, and a promo card for Tavern Tales, as well as the Metal Flagon and the Metal... can't remember what that guy's name was. But these were shipped in with all the others, and as you can see, mine's got a big bend in it there. I haven't actually opened these. I mean, I know what everything in here is. But we'll get to see them for the first time out of the package together. I'm going to shoot myself for not remembering this guy's name, but he's one of the new bosses in the Drop Too Deep. He's another metal cube. Good amount of detail on there, though. Looks like he has a weird flaw of some kind here. Nothing that's going to affect gameplay, but it looks like the metal like dripped when it was still wet or something. But he's cool. Again, he's just like the other metal cube from the Draglin. He's going to replace the standard wood cube for that boss character. Next we have the Metal Flagon. This was going to be your first player token. It's actually bigger than I expected it to be. Quite a bit of detail on there too. I think that came out pretty awesome. And then our two promo cards, as I said, mine were damaged in transit. Not bad. It's probably salvageable unbending them. But the guys at Phase Shift Games realized this was a problem. I guess it happened to a lot of people. So they actually sent me a replacement set. So I have a brand new, nice straight set here. So props to them for doing that. And I even said I probably would be fine with them the way they were. And they still sent these anyway. So first up we have the Pyromancer, which is your new class card for Dungeon Drop. And then that also came with a new promo card for Tavern Tales. And all others. Flame Demon. Hey, that's what the guy's name is. So those are cool. I honestly did not back the Tavern Tales. I know I did a video, a promo video for it, a preview of the Kickstarter, but I did not back the game itself. It just wasn't my kind of thing. Nothing wrong with the game. I actually enjoyed the preview copy we had. Just not something I'm going to play, so it wasn't something I chose to add to my collection. On the other one here, we have the Trial and Tools. And this is a couple new cards in here. Apologize for all the crinkling. The first thing we have is some new cards. Get them out of here. So for our cards, we have these two rules cards that basically tell you the setup, how to play, even a solo mode variant, and what the new actions are that you get to do for the two different game types. And then it also comes with this card that goes with them. So for the treasure trial, there's special rules here. You're basically going to put a treasure here and an item here. You have to flick the treasure, knocking this item out of the circle, but the treasure chest has to remain touching that to get the bonus. There's a little more to it, but that gives you the basics of that. On the flip side here, we have the lockpicking toolkit, which is this one. And on this one, you're going to put the chest here, and you need to flick it to each of these targets in sequence, and it has to end touching this circle on each of them. If you succeed, then you get your bonuses on the back here. Again, a little more to it than that, but that gives you the basics. Kind of a cool thing overall, though. And then we have the new treasure cubes, which I think are the same as the old one. They're the larger size cubes. And they're basically a D6 on there as well. And just a cool new mechanic that you can add to your games. I love the fact that all these little extras on these things are modular, so you can choose if you want to add them or not. So that is a look at the stuff that we got here. The treasure pack there, the promo pack. This is the Tools and Treasure expansion. We had the Skeleton and Skulls expansion. We had the promo cards. We had the old limited promo pack, the string thing, and of course the bag. The only thing I don't have in here is the large box, and I decided to forego that. As cool as it is, it fits 3 of the cubes side by side. There's a spot on the other side for rolled up mats. I don't use the mats. We have a board that my wife made us to play the game on, so we never got the mats, so I didn't have those to store. And I managed to get everything from Dungeon Drop and Drop Too Deep stored in the base box here. Granted, there's a couple things that aren't in there right now, but there was plenty of room in there for that, and I decided that I just didn't need the larger box. Probably could have got it. I mean, probably could have made room for it, especially with some extras that are out now. Drop drive on the way. I would have had stuff to put in there, but I did not pick that up. There's plenty of things you can look at online, though, if you're interested in that. It's basically just a larger box that's the size of 3 of these by 2 tall, so 6 of these boxes in total. Has a divider down the middle, and some cool artwork on there. I will give them that. But yeah, that's a look at all of the extras and add-ons that you could pick up for Dungeon Drop and Drop Too Deep. The only thing I didn't really cover here is the Wizards and Spells expansion for Dungeon Drop that came with Drop Too Deep. I'm going to be doing a separate video for that one on its own. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up for our quick look through all the extra promos and expansions on here. Let me know down in the comments if I missed anything. And if there's something in here you're interested in knowing more about, let me know. In the meantime, as always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.